A lot of times when I have buyers and automatic notifications are going out to them through MLS, if they're in a lower price point, they tend to think that everything that gets sent out or that everything is available is fair game and they should be able to purchase it. But that's not true. So when my buyers are at a lower price point in particular, in my area, anything that's under $250,000, you really have to look at closely and make sure that it's actually going to be able to finance. That is the key to buying a house in a price range that's lower. Because a lot of times those properties are sold as is, where the seller is not going to make any repairs at all. It's fine if you have cash or if you have a renovation loan. That's fine to buy a house that's sold as is, where the sellers aren't going to make repairs. But if you have a government-backed loan or you have less than 25% down conventional, that property is probably not going to work for you. So you've really got to pay attention, because I have a lot of buyers who send me these listings and it's very clearly marked in the description that the property is being sold as is and the seller's not making any repairs on it. This would be an estate sale where the house belonged to mom or dad or a relative. You could have sold as is where the seller's not going to make any repairs, which makes sense because that's not their primary residence. So they're not going to make an extraordinary amount of repairs for you. Sometimes people just seriously cannot make the repairs. They can't afford to do it. They're kind of in a tight spot and they're not going to be able to do that for you. And other times that's just the way they prefer to sell it. So the house may be fine. They're just not going to fix anything. It's important for your buyer agent to check on that sold as is upfront and see exactly what they're dealing with. Because let's face it, you don't want to spend money on inspections and appraisal and end up with no house at the end, because the seller's not going to fix that appraisal related item that needs to be repaired. And not everyone will allow buyers to do work on their houses. They don't know you, Mr. or Ms. Buyer, and they're not going to take the chance that you will make a repair that's done well on their house. So just know going in if that property is going to be sold as is or not. And no matter how much you want it, if you don't have the right financing type for it, you definitely don't want to spend well over $1,000 in a real estate transaction just to find out in the end that you can't buy it anyway. And if the seller says that they are not going to make repairs, don't expect them to, because they've already made it clear to you from the beginning that they're not interested in doing that. We want everyone to end up with a house at the end of the day after you pay for inspections, appraisal, you get your down payment together, and you have your closing costs all ready to go. We want you to end up with a house in the end. So please don't charge in foolishly thinking that you'll change the mind of that seller to make repairs, because if they're telling you up front that they're not going to do it, believe what they're telling you. If you have questions about this topic or any other real estate related topic, you can reach out to me by phone, email, text, private message. And if you're watching on YouTube, hit subscribe. Thanks so much. Bye.